welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen and in today's video I'm going to be sharing how I learned to love my body. If you are not already subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you're subscribed, get the notifications on, give this video a thumbs up and follow me on Instagram. Alright, without further ado, let's talk about body image. Alright, so I should say trigger warning for discussion of body image and mental health. Other than that, the first thing I want to say is that as a teenager, and I think a lot of teenagers, and particularly teenage girls, obviously not limited to one gender, but I think it's something that teenage girls particularly struggle with, is hating your body and basically thinking that you're ugly or that you're not good enough and that nobody will ever love you, and looking in the mirror and absolutely hating what you see. And I was no different. I genuinely hated my face, I hated my body, I hated my hair, I hated being in my own skin. I didn't feel comfortable. And I just thought I would never be beautiful and I would never see myself as someone who is worthy of love and affection, because I think essentially that's what it comes down to, because a lot of the messaging we see in the media is like, if you're not beautiful, you don't deserve to be loved. And I think that's extremely toxic for everyone, but particularly young girls, because if you don't fit like the conventional beauty standard, or if you see imperfections in yourselves that are like edited out of other people online, then you'll think, oh no, I'm not worth anything, and it can really destroy your self-esteem. But over the years, I have learned to embrace my body type and really love being in my own skin and see myself as like beautiful and worthy of love. And I just wanted to talk about how I did that. So the first thing I did was a lot of self-reflection. And I sort of identified where my triggers were coming from and the things that made me feel like shit. Sometimes it was media, sometimes it was people, sometimes it was my own inner voice and mental health problems. So it was a combination of all of the above. I went to therapy for my mental health issues. When people were mean to me, I cut them out of my life. So I did the work on muting those sources of insecurity and comparison. And also you can shut off like channels on media or things like that if you're having a hard time like reconciling what you see with what you see in yourself. The second thing that I did, and actually this helped me a lot, was to find celebrities, and I know yeah, we shouldn't compare ourselves to celebrities, but this was a positive thing. Basically what I did, so one of the things I was most insecure about was my height. Like, I always felt short and people were always telling me, you're short, you look like a kid, you're never gonna look like an adult, and to me, like, that was the worst thing that anyone could ever say to me, and some of those insults have really stuck with me. So I'm 5'3" for context, which is just a little under the average height of a woman in the UK, which is like 5'4". So I'm not even like massively short or anything, and being short is obviously not even a bad thing. But for me as a teenager it was. And so what I did was I looked up celebrities who were my height. Let me give you a list. Scarlett Johansson is 5'3", Lily Rose Depp, Felicity Jones, my favourite actress. There's probably more. Natalie Portman's 5'3", I think Lady Gaga's 5'2". So all of these women are like, they're immensely talented and they're also like widely seen as being very beautiful. And so I think that seeing that these women were like, they were succeeding in life and everyone loved them, and that made me feel like more comfortable in my own body, weirdly. I know it's incredibly shallow, but it really helped me as a teenager. And particularly like with embracing my body type as well as my height. So I'm gonna show you, I'm quite curvy, like I am quite a curvy gal, and Scarlett Johansson has the same body type to me, and so I was just like, you know, when I learned that I was like, you know what, slay, now I feel good about myself. So I think finding positive role models can actually really help, especially if, like, yes, you can do a lot of work about, you know, accepting yourself whatever you look like, but I think finding people who, like, they have a similar body type to you and you see that they're doing great in life, and this can apply to absolutely any body type. Like, you know, you and I both know that I don't look like any of the women I just listed, but I think it really helped my teenage mind, as shallow as that sounds. So find people that you relate to who are very comfortable living in their own bodies and who are like succeeding at life and that you can sort of see as a positive role model for yourself. And I think, honestly, like, that can really help your mental state, even if it is shallow. And I will say it like a million times, it's shallow, but it helped. Also, a thing that I really like to focus on is focusing on what my body can do. So thinking about how I was grateful for it keeping me alive, and really appreciating when I could like go out into nature and go on a walk, or when I like had a warm bath and I was like, I can feel the warmth of this bath and it feels good, and that's a good thing that my body's doing for me. And so to focus on what your body can do rather than how it looks also really helped me improve my self-acceptance. Okay, the next tip was to like surround myself with positivity. So I think I talked about this a little bit before about like cutting negativity out of your life, whether that be in the media, through your own like internal monologue, or through other people. But it can also go the other way, like bring people into your life who are going to hype you up, who are going to say, yeah, you look fantastic, you absolutely slayed that style. I'm like really proud of you for doing X, Y, Z, and also who hype you up for your capabilities, who are like, I'm so proud that you can lift X amount of weight, or I'm so proud that you can, you know, like, I don't know, I can't think of another example, but the point is, get people in your life who hype you up, and watch media and follow people who are going to make you feel good about yourself and good about living as the person you are. Being mindful and self-reflecting and limiting the amount of comparison I did on social media. I've talked about this before, but it really is key, because I was just looking at like, I don't want to name names, but I'm going to name names. I think Victoria's Secret has genuinely harmed a lot of girls' body image, because you see like these sort of gorgeous, like super tall, skinny women, and that's just unrealistic for a vast majority of people who are watching. And you know what? I think Victoria's Secret Angels, individually, they slay, and I think they are wonderful, and I'm so proud of them for being successful. But I do think the overall, like, the institution itself, not the models necessarily, but the institution, has played a role in harming girls' body image. And it definitely played a role in harming mine, because I was like, I'll never be pretty, which was not the case. So I think all of those things, like, they come together to improve your self-esteem if you, like, practice all of the things that I mentioned. Obviously, look for support. Like, I've talked about my body image issues with my therapist, and you find the right therapist, then you will, like, genuinely change your life. I've done a video on therapy. If I've posted it by the time I've posted this one, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, find a good therapist, because that can really, really help. Another thing that I learned to do, and I'm going to find my notes on this one, but yes, oh yeah, dress how you want to look. Like, as a teenager, I would like dress in an ugly way because I didn't feel like I deserved to feel pretty. And there were other issues around, like, restrictions on how I dress, and I can get into that later if you're interested. But when I actually started to, like, get style inspiration from what I actually wanted to wear, and started to buy the clothes I actually wanted to wear, and stop feeling like my body wasn't good enough to be in them, if that makes sense. Basically, I was like faking it till I made it. So I was basically like buying the outfits I wanted to wear, and I was wearing them even if I didn't feel like I was good enough, or if I never didn't think I was going to be pretty in them. I was still going to be like, you know what, I'm wearing this anyway because fuck it. Like, I deserve to wear the clothes I want to wear, regardless of how my self-perception is. And I also learned to, sort of pick the clothes that I felt matched with my style and that I felt good in, I felt confident in. It took a lot of experimentation. I also learned to, like, change my hair. Like, obviously, I'm not naturally blonde, but I do think I look better blonde than I do with my natural hair colour. I learned to do a little bit of makeup, and I just learned to take care of myself more, and sometimes these would be like really fun and artistic things, like painting my nails. I had a phase where I was obsessed with painting my nails. It made me feel great. Still makes me feel great. I don't have as much time as I used to, so I don't do it as often, but like, it was great, and I felt really pretty every time I painted my nails, so that's something to bear in mind. And I think just overall developing your skills, dressing how the hell you want, even if you don't feel like you deserve to, or you don't feel like you're gonna be pretty, because I promise, once you start showing up as the person that you want to be, then you are already that person. Like, you might not think you are, but you are. And I can tell you right now that confidence is the best thing. Like, honestly, the most beautiful people I have seen are confident, and it kind of basically doesn't matter whether they match the, like, conventional beauty standard or not, because they have, like, this aura of, like, they know that they feel good in themselves, and they know that they don't care what other people think, and they are going to do their own style and do their own thing in their own way. And honestly, that is so refreshing and empowering, basically. That is kind of all I wanted to say. So yeah, find positive role models, fake it till you make it. Like, dress for the person that you want to be, because I guarantee that you are already that person. You just need some time to see it. Develop your skills because it's fun, it's creative. Yeah, try out different hairstyles, try out different makeup, try out different, like, clothing styles. Make yourself over, but don't do it because you want to match a beauty standard. Do it because you're creative and it's fun and it's going to make you feel good about yourself. So take care of yourself, find people to, like, look up to that you can see being confident and happy in themselves, and I promise you will glow up both on the inside and the outside. That is how I learned to love my body. Alright, if you are not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye!